The Ghost of the Templar. In the year 1347, the small village of Blackthorn lay nestled in the shadow of the ancient Templar fortress, a crumbling relic of a bygone era. The fortress, once a bastion of holy knights, had been abandoned for decades after the fall of the Templar order. Its towering stone walls, now cracked and ivy-covered, loomed over the village like a silent sentinel. The villagers spoke of it in hushed tones, for it was said that the fortress was cursed, haunted by the restless spirit of a fallen Templar knight. The legend told of Sir Alaric, a devout knight who had been betrayed by his own brethren during the final days of the order. Accused of heresy, he was sealed alive within the fortress's deepest dungeon, left to die in darkness. His dying curse echoed through the halls, vowing vengeance on all who dared to trespass on his resting place. Over the years, those who ventured into the fortress never returned, their screams echoing faintly from the ruins before silence swallowed them whole. One cold autumn evening, a young blacksmith's apprentice named Elias found himself drawn to the fortress. He had grown up hearing the tales of Sir Alaric's ghost, but he was a skeptic, dismissing them as mere superstition. When a group of drunken villagers dared him to spend the night within the fortress, Elias accepted the challenge, eager to prove his courage. Armed with only a lantern and a dagger, Elias made his way up the winding path to the fortress. The moon hung low in the sky, casting an eerie silver light over the ruins. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and decay, and the wind whispered through the cracks in the stone like a mournful lament. As he stepped through the broken gates, Elias felt a chill crawl up his spine. But he shook it off, determined to see the night through. The interior of the fortress was a labyrinth of crumbling corridors and shadowed chambers. Elias's lantern cast flickering light on the walls, revealing faded murals of knights and crosses, their colors dulled by time. As he ventured deeper, the air grew colder and the silence became oppressive. He began to hear faint whispers, though no one was there. The whispers grew louder, forming words he could not understand, and his lantern's flame flickered as if struggling to stay alive. Suddenly, a deafening crash echoed through the halls. Elias spun around, his heart pounding, to see that the entrance had been sealed by a massive stone slab. Panic set in as he realized he was trapped. The whispers turned to laughter, deep and guttural, reverberating through the fortress. Shadows danced on the walls, twisting into grotesque shapes that seemed to reach for him. "Who dares disturb my rest?" A voice boomed, shaking the very stones beneath Elias's feet. From the darkness emerged a figure clad in tattered Templar armor, its visor hiding a face that seemed to glow with an unnatural light. The ghost of Sir Alaric stood before him, his spectral form radiating malice. Elias dropped his dagger, his hands trembling. "I meant no harm," he stammered. "I only sought to prove the tales false." The ghost's laughter echoed through the hall. "Foolish mortal, your doubt has led you to your doom. None who enter this place leave alive." Elias backed away, but the ghost advanced, its sword drawn and glowing with an eerie blue flame. Desperation took hold and Elias turned to flee, but the corridors seemed to shift and twist, trapping him in a nightmarish maze. The whispers grew louder, the laughter more cruel, and the shadows closed in around him. Hours later, the villagers found the fortress gates open once more. Of Elias himself, there was no trace. The villagers fled, vowing never to speak of the fortress again. But on quiet nights, when the wind howls through the ruins, some swear they can still hear the faint whispers and laughter of Sir Alaric and the desperate cries of those who dared to enter his domain. The ghost of the Templar remains, a vengeful spirit bound to the fortress, forever seeking to punish the living for the sins of the past.